Well, hello everyone. The Ontario Gardener here, back with some more automation tutorials. Now, a very new dish that's just been added is called the Bandito Burrito or Burrito Bandito, something like that, on the Steam Workshop, which head on over to that to get this mod. Now, it's basically making a burrito, and there's two versions of it, and this is the mess of how to automate both of them. Instead of doing a separate video on each, I'm going to combine the two into this. So basically, if you follow along with my mouse here, first you have your tortilla shell. Your tortilla shell goes onto this counter here, which is waiting for the smart grabber here. You have your rice coming in. This is basically your auto rice cooker with using woks. You can't have this placed here because you'll see how it works in a second. Your rice will combine with the wok. It'll cycle around. It'll cook. It'll pass over the combiner. The combiner will combine it with the tortilla. And down here, you're going to have a piece of chicken that's cooked and then chopped and then, well, shredded in a sense, then combined with the tortilla, which will come out here. Now, there's two paths it could take. It could go into here where it forms itself into an actual burrito, and then it cooks itself, goes down through the foil maker or for the foil area here. Use a combiner placed toward the foil, and it makes the wraps it by itself, and it goes into a prep station. The second one is going up this path here. It's a bit long, but it is needed. Going up to this countertop here, where basically you're combining it with lettuce and chopped tomato, which is combining here. Because if you remember, you cannot combine two things on the same square unless you have a unless you have a smart grabber afterwards. Because if not, what happens if this is pointing here, if this is all shifted back one, is it'll either put the tomato on or put the lettuce on, and it'll continue right on. And this is pretty compact as far as I've made it. Could you make it more compact? Maybe. But again, this is just the first off, generation 1 automation of this. So you have this setup here. You have the lettuce combiner combining onto the counter. And then you have the tomatoes doing, this is your basic how to get sliced tomatoes using a smart grabber. And then you have a conveyor mixer pointing into a jiggle bin, which then would just obviously get rid of the sauce that it makes. And then you're combining the tomato after the lettuce. It doesn't matter which you combine first, but this is just an easier way to do it like this, combining onto this combiner. It's going here and then repeating the same processes down here. It basically goes, it forms into the burrito, it cooks it, it goes through here, through the foil, and into the prep station. So without further ado, let's load this up. Now, the biggest issue with this thing is the speed of the chicken. Chicken being cooked on a safety hob is quite slow, but you have to use a safety hob, otherwise it's going to burn. And you may say, well, why don't you just combine everything onto a heated mixer? Well, because it is even slower, because the heated mixer is slower than a safety hob. All right, the first one is going through here, is turning into the burrito. It's being cooked the second time. It's then going to pass through the foil and boom into the prep station. Now, we do have to wait a bit because, again, the way that grabbers work with each other are a bit odd. Sometimes this whole prep station will have to fill up first. This time, we're into the third one already. And basically, this is faster than this. So you're kind of at the mercy of how the grabbers want to do the grabbing. And I mean, what happens eventually is this whole thing will back up, of course, and then this will go up into here. The only way you could split it any better, I don't really know, because it's a random. If you have a grabber grabbing this way and a grabber grabbing this way, it's still kind of random how they grab it. Like I said, this is the slowdown part right here. Now, if you would have a frozen prep station here, grabbing the, having the chicken already made, that would speed it up a bit. It would make this a little bit more clunky in here, but it would still work. All right, we're finally getting backed up here. When I did this in my practice mode, the second one that went through went up here. It appears we're going to be waiting for all of them to go through, and that's fine. It's going to go through here, combine with the chicken. It's going to go up through here, through these two grabbers. One of these could be, this could be a conveyor belt. It's going to auto combine the chopped tomato and the lettuce, and it's going to cook, and it's going to look exactly the same until it's wrapped, and then it will give you the red and green on top of it, and it'll go into the prep station. So again, having a system like this, you are at the mercy of how the grabbers grab, and it's still a bit of a mystery of what takes priority. Why does this take priority over this taking priority? I don't know. It's just the way it is. If we can kind of take a couple of these from here, will it decide to do it a different way? Let's find out. And the answer is yes. There, it decided to push it up through instead of taking it down. Let's see what this one does. It's very much random. Let's see what it does here where my mouse is, and of course that one goes straight across. But in any case, guys, this is exactly how you fully automate the Bandito burritos. which is a new mod that just came into the workshop. So head on over there if this looks interesting to you. Now, again, doing this manually is probably wouldn't be as fast, depending on how much, because you need to have a cooking device for the tortilla, for the rice, and for the chicken. Now, you could use one safety hob, but then you're going to be grabbing a wok, putting a wok back, taking it off, etc., etc., and it's a pain in the butt. I mean, this will continue to cycle around as you see this going, and you can see right now why having the wok stand sitting here would not work, because this will continue to cycle around cooked rice until it's needed. And because of the chicken is so slow, this is using a rapid mixer. The issue is this, the speed of this. Now, could you use a danger hob and this keep up? It could, but eventually you will always bottleneck. These will eventually always get filled up, especially towards the end of the day, and you could have things end up burning. The only way you could get around that would be if you'd have, I don't even know how you'd do it. You'd have to have the chicken being pulled into prep stations, going into a jiggle bin or something. But I mean, I wouldn't risk that. But anyway, guys, this is exactly how you automate the burrito. Let's get the official name. Is called Burrito Bandito. What a fun name. All right, thank you to whoever made the mod. Let's pull up their name very quickly. The person that made the name is called Adu. Adu's Workshop on the Steam Workshop. This was just posted on the 22nd of February, and it was just updated on the 27th, which was yesterday at the time of the recording of this video, which is the 28th. But as you can see here, everything is backing up as you would expect to back up, and then you can just start grabbing whatever you want. Again, if you have starters, this will eventually back up before you need it. If you have desserts, it'll obviously back up. The best case scenario is you have frozen prep stations here, or like I said before, is fit in a frozen prep station in here some way. If you have a frozen prep station, you could actually get rid of this, and this could be conveyor mixer. This could go here, and you would just have to shift these around a little bit to have a grabber here, and then you could have your frozen prep station here, and you could just finagle this a bit more. If you just have the regular burritos, you would just basically, where my mouse is, you'd have this whole section would be gone, and then this whole section would remain. But you still need to have this rice cooking and the way that this is assembling, because they all require chicken, regardless if they're going to be chicken with vegetables or just chicken. They need to have the chicken in them as well. All right, guys, bit of a long one for you, but it's a lot to take in. Feel free to screenshot this, and you can adjust this and modify this to your gameplay, to your style. But I mean, it's a very clunky automation, but it is very much possible. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a like as well as a comment. We'd much appreciate it. What do you like on your burritos? I'm not a big burrito person. I'm more so like tacos without the rice, because tacos don't have rice in them, compared to a burrito. I like a bit of cheese. There's no cheese on these, but in any case, guys, thank you again. If you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. It really help me out, and I'll catch you guys in the next automation tutorial. Take care now.